stepping in from the cold on another Minnesota day into the warmth of the Haley K. Brown Center and the Penumbra Theater in the Rondo community of St. Paul, Minnesota. Just being in this space brings me peace and warmth, knowing that this is the cultural heart and center of the Rondo community. This community has been around for over 100 years, and in that time, it has been targeted for any number of systemic dismantling. Whether it was I-94 that divided this community originally, a community that was made up of entrepreneurs, small business owners, homeowners. It was a culture of health and well-being because the community was at the center. Again and again, this community is targeted as a data point for the zip code that this community encompasses. It's a container of data that could tell one story or another, but the story we tell in Rondo is that of resilience and community brilliance. We're literally standing in a multi-service center that has an African-American theater. It has a senior citizen center that houses the folks that grew up in Rondo. This is the energy and the warmth that it takes to survive in a Minnesota winter. Everything they had was at the core of this community. And today, another threat jeopardizes this community. And that is the use, again, of this data around the children of Rondo. They're using predictive analytics to determine whether a children has a greater chance of entering in the criminal justice system. And yet we know that data doesn't tell the story without our voices included in it. And so with the Joint Powers Agreement that came into being in St. Paul, the community organized and fought back against it because we know that we are the determiners of our future and we are the folks that will bring about the change that we need to see. That's why we're partnering with community organizations that have a greater ability to reach out to community, to youth, parents, and community. First of all, to raise awareness that this is happening to our children. The second of all is working with individuals and organizations to organize a response, to say, not in our name. And finally, when the community has come together to determine how to proceed, that's when we'll know the steps that we need to take and the stories that we need to tell about the future of this community. And it starts today, rebuilding this culture of health.